الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها النبي إذا طلقتم النساء فطلقوهن لعدتهن وأحصوا العدة واتقوا الله ربكم لا تخرجوهن من بيوتهن ولا يخرجن إلا أن يأتين بفاحشة مبينة وتلك حدود الله ومن يتعد حدود الله فقد ظلم نفسه لا تدري لعل الله يحدث بعد ذلك أمرا فإذا بلغن أجلهن فأمسكوهن بمعروف أو فارقوهن بمعروف وأشهدوا ذوي عدل منكم وأقيموا الشهادة لله ذلكم يوعظ به من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمره قد جعل الله لكل شيء قدرا واللائي يئسن من المحيض من نسائكم إن ارتبتم فعدتهن 3 أشهر واللائي لم يحضن وأولاة الأحمال أجلهن أن يضعن حملهن ومن يتق الله يجعل له من أمره يسرا ذلك أمر الله أنزله إليكم ومن يتق الله يكفر عنه سيئاته ويعظم له أجرا أسكنوهن من حيث سكنتم من وجدكم ولا تضاروهن لتضيقوا عليهن وإن كن أولات حمل فأنفقوا عليهن حتى يضعن حملهن فإن أرضعن لكم فآتوهن أجورهن وأتمروا بينكم بمعروف وإن تعاسرتم فسترضع له أخرى لينفق ذو سعة من سعته ومن قدر عليه رزقه فلينفق مما آتاه الله لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا ما آتاها سيجعل الله بعد عسر يسرا وكأين من قرية عتت عتت عن أمر ربها ورسله فحاسبناها حسابا شديدا فحاسبناها حسابا شديدا وعذبناها عذابا نكرا فذاقت وبال أمرها وكان عاقبة أمرها خسرا أعد الله لهم عذابا شديدا فاتقوا الله يا أولي الألباب الذين آمنوا قد أنزل الله إليكم ذكرا رسولا يتلو عليكم آيات الله مبينات ليخرج الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات من الظلمات إلى النور ومن يؤمن بالله ويعمل صالحا يدخله جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا قد أحسن الله له رزقا الله الذي خلق 7 سماوات ومن الأرض مثلهن يتنزل الأمر بينهن لتعلموا أن الله على كل شيء قدير وأن الله قد أحاط بكل شيء علما.
As the gender war rages on, in order to bring the peace, we must discuss the exact facts. Welcome to Exactly. Assalamu alaikum. I'm your host, Saud Imam. Remove your shoes and enter upon your right foot, upon the right state of mind, bi'idhnillah. Topic: that ain't what my DMs say. The deception of artificial time and attention. Women love attention. Married women love attention from their husbands. Girls love attention from their fathers. Mothers love attention from their sons. But dealing with marriage, again, women loving attention from their husband. In these later days, women also love attention from those that are not their husbands. We're talking about strange men. Is that a fault? Is that a deficit? It's for you to decide. Nevertheless, women love attention. One sister told me that when she's out and about with other sisters, that Muslim men, boys, or what have you will give them attention because they are made up and they look a certain way. They look apart. She said, I like to make myself up too so they can also give me attention. The sister's single. I said, are you seeking a husband? She said, yes. I said, how does random brothers at the masjid or on the street corner giving you attention equal a husband? And your want for attention, as we just discussed, was not a want for a husband, but for the attention itself. You stated that the sisters are getting attention because they are all dolled up and made up, and when you don't wear makeup, the brothers won't give you attention like they give them. So it's not about a husband. Could you imagine such a sister becoming married all of a sudden and no longer craving attention? It is something to think about, something to contemplate upon. I think attention is attention. Attention does not equal marriage, if marriage is what you seek. Pardon me, my allergies are acting up. Nevertheless, my mother told me a wisdom that I found consistent with Islam long ago. She said, women love attention. She said, therefore, if you want to punish a woman or discipline a woman, so on and so forth, she said, you don't hit them, you walk away from them. This turned out to be a consistent wisdom from my mom, who was not Muslim, that I found consistent with Islam. Allah Ta'ala tells us in the Quran that part of the disciplines of a woman that is guilty of nashaza or ad-nushuz, marital discord, ill conduct, that you are to separate the beds. This is supposed to be a discipline upon the woman. Now, today, because of the disproportionate amount of beta males who repeat things like misogynist or misogyny, they repeat things like toxic masculinity. They repeat these things. These men are beta to the core. Nevertheless, they would take separating the bed as a punishment upon them. So if Allah Ta'ala says it is a discipline upon the woman to separate the beds, and a man would think it to be a disadvantage or discipline upon himself, this tells you how far away we are from our nature that Allah Ta'ala created, if we too feel this way. Again, my mother said to walk away, don't hit him. That has more effect. So separating the beds is indeed a discipline. And the ulama said that you could go to the couch, so on and so forth. That's separating of the beds. Go to another room. That's separating of the beds. The ulama also said you can do what? Listen to the wisdom. The ulama said that you can turn your back within the same bed. Turn your back to your zoja, and this would serve the same purpose. So, in order for us men to become alpha again, a vast majority of us to become alpha again, we have to again tap into our fitra, our nature, and know that the woman is the one that craves attention. And us men are not in that mode. We should not be in that mode. If we are doing things for likes, doing things for attention, now certain things you do will get attention, certain things you do will get likes, but that is not the point and the purpose. Even if some say, oh, you're just doing this for such and such, it's not them that determines your niyah, it is you yourself. But to do things just to garner attention for yourself, if that attention makes you money, it's different. If that attention produces business, which turns into revenue, that's different. But just for time and attention itself is something that is troubling for a man and par for the course for the woman. Now, Allah Ta'ala talks about the females in the Quran. He says that they are a creature given to trinkets. They are a creature given to shiny things and trinkets. We know something that the West had done. Speaking of artificial, the West gave weight and overvalued two items in specifically, and these are diamonds. Diamonds are utilitarian, but they shine and they sparkle, so people would pay money for the shine and the sparkle. But Islamically, it is not a monetary source. You can barter for them if you like shiny things. If you use the diamonds to cut and to produce things and make things. The diamonds have a purpose for lasers, so on and so forth. Diamonds have a purpose. But if you are buying diamonds just to put bling on your pinky as a man, or you are part of the alternative lifestyle, you wear earrings, then it's just something that's highly outside of fitra. You are given to shiny things. Alhamdulillah, I've never been the type to like or enjoy jewelry. I think jewelry is very feminine. That is my opinion. But Muhammad SAW did say, if you are of that mode and you like jewelry, then take to silver. Take to silver because, you said, and amuse yourself with it. Before it's gold, that's for women. Okay, so the West made diamonds valuable when they didn't have that value naturally. And of course, they shine, so women would be attracted to them, and this is not a male trait. Platinum, another thing. Platinum is worth more than gold by Western standards. But if you understand the dinar with dirham, this is gold and silver. Gold and silver, these are monetarily traded metals, precious metals. Platinum is not one of them, but they made it worth something, so they sell it for a higher price than even gold. Now, I prefer platinum myself, not because the West made it valuable, because it doesn't tarnish like silver would. It is more durable and it doesn't tarnish as fast as silver. You don't have to clean it as much and not too much maintenance upon it. But I don't like jewelry. I don't wear jewelry. So, but if I were to, it would be something platinum. Again, back to the attention. So attention has a high value to women. It has weight. It has a high value. If you're not giving a woman attention, then she will assume you don't value her. She will assume that you don't value her. If you're a husband, she will assume you don't value her. If you are a brother, and your sister, your blood sister, you're not calling her, checking upon her, uh, so on and so forth, then she may assume that you don't care for her. Rightly so, maybe. If you are some random and she has her eyes or her heart set on you, and she says "Salaam alaikum," and you wait 2-3 days for you say "Wa alaikum assalam," then she might say, "Oh, well, this guy's really not interested." So if she texts you and you text her right back, this has some weight with women. So some guys they offer advice, like for instance they will say, if a woman messages you, don't message her back. If she gives you her phone number, don't contact her the same day. Wait until next week to contact her. Well, a lot of times this might work if they are lonely and are not in incapacitated or what have you. If they're lonely, maybe this will work. But a lot of times that week may cost you the prize. Again, attention has value to women, has weight. A child psychologist or a child psychologist period will tell you that a child will prefer to be abused rather than be ignored. A lot of times children act out in order to gain or to garner the attention of their parents. Women are older children in a lot of different aspects. Women that know themselves will tell you we're like older children. Women that don't know themselves and try to hide in and dwell in the delusion will tell you we're not children. We're not children. We are this and that and that and that. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. But this is from the mouths of women themselves that they are like children. I remember one older sister who me and my wife had went to, that me and my ex-wife had went to long ago to discuss a matter. We let this woman from Egyptian woman. We let her mediate for us on this particular matter, and she said that you have to look at your wife like your oldest daughter, not in the creepy way, but she was saying that you know. For as discipline, for as so on and so forth, this is you have to look at them in that particular way. Everything is not meant to be taken so seriously. Anyway, the Quran has one ayat that comes to mind. It says al hakamu takathur, and this is the mutual piling up or mutual piling up the matters of this life or the things of this life. Hatta zutumu maqabir. The mutual piling up of things of this life distracts you until you visit the grave. Um, it's a distraction. You find that things that we value in this life, like attention and gifts and things like that, can be ultimate distractions for us until we die. And why am I mentioning death? Because there are some beautiful sisters, physically, visually beautiful sisters that are serially single. Serially single because they're holding their ground. Remember the hold your ground law like they have in Florida and other places? The stand your ground, law, or the hold your ground law. This is what keeps them serially single. I mean, you'll see her one year, and you may approach her, or you may have approached her in 2015, and you said, "Hey, I'm attracted to you, mashallah. Your posts seem to be leaning toward Islamic and things like that, and I'm interested in getting to know you better." And then you start to get to know each other better, and then you find out some things about them, and you say, "I'm not now. No, it's not what I thought it was." Okay, or she might say the same about you. Nevertheless, you end up not marrying, and then 2021 comes around. You see the same sister, her page still says single. And maybe she married in the meantime, between time, but it did not last. So we call them serially single. Multiple years, serially single. These are the ones that individuals in the manosphere would say something like, buy a dog slash cat and die alone. Buy a dog and die alone. Buy a dog slash cat and die alone. Because what happens in a lot of these cases, the woman is not going to acquiesce. She's not going to become pliable, malleable. She's not. So therefore, you backed out for one particular reason, or y'all could not come to compromise or understanding. And every man after you backed out for that same reason. And she said the problem is not with me, because if you go to the post, she'll say the problem is with the men. But like I mentioned, the man is the prize. Muhammad Sallam stated that if at the time a man dies, if he is pleased with his wife, she can enter Jannah through any door she chooses. At the time that the woman dies, you know, she can enter Jannah through any door that she chooses. So that means the man is the prize, because the man has to pay the bills and protect and so on and so forth. The man becomes the prize. Why are women looking for men with large incomes? Why are they looking for a high dowry? Who's going to pay that? Our parents don't pay that like what the kuffar may do. We're not Hindus, so the woman doesn't pay the dowry. They're looking for men that have the money to give them the prize so they can brag about it. What does the bragging do? The bragging gets them attention. DM time and attention is deceptive. I told the sister, until you change your ways, the men you want, don't want you. They won't want you. She said, that's not what my DMs say. But yet she's serially single. Now ask her, why am I single? She'll say, because the men, you see what just happened? The men, all of the men, they say, you men are this way or you men are that way. Ain't no good men and so on and so. All y'all broke and so on and so. Well, the ones that have money wouldn't choose you. They would choose a young, fine, more agreeable woman. They would not choose an older, bitter, less elastic woman. The elasticity, has wavered. They would not choose you. They would choose something fresh and nice. And even the Rasul Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam recommended young virgin women. He says so you can play with them and they can play with you. Also, they are very fertile. You could grow this ummah. So my statement to her was not to be mean, but to let her know, look, I have to be blunt. I have to be direct with you. Waqulu qawlan sadida. Say a word straight to the point. Don't beat around the bush. Excuse me. So I had to tell her that the man you describe that you want don't they exist, but they don't want you. And you're not limited to any man in America, any black man. You can marry, if you're Muslim, you can marry any man that's Muslim around the world. So your possibilities are open up. Don't tell me you ran through all of Indonesia. No, man, ain't no good men. You ran through all of China. Ain't no good men. You ran through all of Africa. Ain't no good men. You ran through all of the so-called Middle East. There are no good men. You ran through your whole city, your whole state. You ran through the United States. Before you run through all of that, you can't say there are no good men. The man you want, the man you describe in your fantasy, the one you saw on TV, that man doesn't want you. Just as there are certain women that don't want me. So I had to be blunt and I had to be direct with her. That artificial time and attention, one way I can describe it from my past, knowing how crackheads behave, selling drugs to crackheads in Jahili, they will go all day and not eat a meal. All their time and attention is chasing the rock. And they forgot about their stomach. They forgot about nutrition. They forgot about the energy they need to chase the rock. To chase the rock. So when you get all that artificial time and attention in the DMs, you are deceived to thinking that men want you. You are highly desirable. So the sister told me that's not what my DMs say. I equate it to masturbation versus a warm embrace. Masturbation is something you can do alone, by yourself. But a warm embrace takes another individual. Those DMs are equal to masturbation. You are pleasuring yourself and you're using the inboxes as stimuli. But there's no warm embrace. There's no warm embrace. Men will put their phallus into a hole in a wall. If there's an orifice in a wall, a man would put his phallus into that hole. And I'm talking about men in general, not necessarily Muslim men or believing men, so on and so forth, but men in general. You could possibly be a wall substitute. Ask men. That's when I say women need to listen to men. I don't mean listen to men as in only as in disciplinary, in a disciplinary fashion. Listen to men, not just that. Because they'll say, "You're not my husband. I ain't gotta listen to you." No, you need to be listening. You need to listen to men. Listen to men. When men talk, they'll put you down with game, just as a brother puts his sisters down with game. Excuse me. A brother told your sister might come to you and say, "A brother told me this and that. What do you think about that?" And you say, "Oh, that and he lying. He lying. He lying. He trying to get you. Don't let him fool you. We put him down with game. So a lot of times the women become a wall substitute. They become a wall substitute. The hole in the wall becomes a hole in the head. Why? Because the man is telling you exactly what you want to hear. He's giving you all of the praise in the DMs, and you think you are the hot chick on campus. You think you are the hot chick on campus? No, that man's in 100 other DMs. And if you listen to men, like I told you, once a man releases, he starts to think straight again. So all of the compliments he gave you, told you are the most beautiful woman in the world. You're not. You're not. He told you that to get what he saw as the prize. He told you that for the end game. He didn't tell you that as a statement of sincerity. Because you're not. Because the way we men function, you can have the most beautiful woman in the world. By many people's standards, the most beautiful woman in the world, which is all relative, of course. But a man will see another woman and say, okay, now she's the most beautiful. Tiger Woods cheated on his wife. She was a model, if you like, tall, skinny, anorexic, half dead, cadaver looking women. Uh, Kobe Bryant, beautiful wife, Vanessa Bryant, by certain standards, beautiful. Cheated on her with a hotel clerk. And that wasn't the only cheating, Shaquille O'Neal cheated on his wife with a known video vixen prostitute. And that wasn't the only cheating. So on and so forth. We can go on and on. Michael Jordan, so on and so forth. Now they had high valued, physically high valued women. Seemed like a man wouldn't want for another woman, but yet they did. So you can't use men. When men tell you the most beautiful woman in the world, take that with a grain of salt. Know that they're only flattering you, and it's not even close to reality. Not even close to reality. Men, again, will put it in a hole in the wall. So those men that are in your DMs bigging you up, they may satisfy you. They may make you feel valuable. But your value is already on paper. Your value is in Quran and Sunnah. Your value is already on paper. Just because that individual or those group of individuals make you feel valuable, I can show you my DMs. You know, that doesn't make me valuable. That makes me a target of scammers. Subhanallah. It makes me a target of scammers, not valuable. That's not where my value comes from. So all of the attention is artificial, it's deception. And they may spend a lot of time. Look at this brother. Look at this brother. Have you seen the meme where a guy contacts a girl 5 years ago? He says, "I like you. I'm interested in potentially starting a relationship with you." This is just my wording. And she would say, "I'm 13." He says, "Oh, my bad." Fast forward 5 years later, here comes the inbox. How about now? 5 years later, how about now? Now she's 18. Of course, that's not our standards, but the point is made. That guy's persistent. If she's not with anybody at that particular time, she might say, "Wow, this guy has been loving me for 5 years. You know what he's been doing in the meantime? Not thinking about you. Maybe thought about you. He probably had you on the schedule, on the calendar. But he's been targeting other women too. That's the way men function. So if a husband tells a wife, "You're the most beautiful woman in the world," take it and enjoy it. Rightful conversation, rightful observation, rightful compliment. But never think that you are indeed the most beautiful woman in the world. Even if you were the most beautiful woman in the world, the son of Adam would look for another woman. So this artificial time and attention should not be valued. Why? Because men pick up crackheads. I walk out my front door. If there were crackheads walking down the street, female crackheads, then certainly cars would slow down, cars would stop, the window would go down, and they would say, "Hey, how much?" Or, "Hey, are you working?" Or, "Hey, get in," or, "Hey, you want some crack?" That's how it works. This artificial time and attention in the DMs is like the crack of social media. It makes women think that there is something better than the one DMing you. No, no, no. Either you're going to fall for that guy or you might be serially single because you're putting value in something that really doesn't have any weight, has no mass. Patrice O'Neal, the deceased comedian, once said that if you ask a woman, would you risk, you know, your marriage for one night with, and he named some Hollywood celebrities. So the woman would say, it's tempting, but no, I'm not going to risk my family and my husband and my lifestyle for one night with this particular individual. Okay. He said, but if a man saw a woman passed out behind a dumpster and he was asked, would you risk your family, your kids, your lifestyle, your home for that woman passed out behind the dumpster? He said the man would say, man, I don't know, man. She looks so sexy, with that trash on top of her. It's just letting you know not who men are, but what they are. And you should not value artificial time and attention. When a man says, look, a man says, let's go on a date, that's different from saying, hey, I need to meet with your Wakil or your Wali and ask them, are they free at this particular time? I would like to sit down with them and treat them to a meal because I want to discuss you. See, that's when you get serious. And of course, you don't have to, if a woman's not a virgin, you don't have to initially go through the Wali. But this is an effort of sincerity that can let you, it can help you to separate the jokers from the uh, the, the sincere. Now, not every man asks for your Wali's number wants to speak to your Wali. I know there's some sisters who a brother asked for the Wali's number and a year later still ain't called the Wakil yet, but yet the sister is enjoying all of the attention, maybe even some gifts. She's enjoying all of the attention. So the Wakil becomes an afterthought. Artificial attention does not equal special. You're not special because he's giving attention to other women, which is nothing wrong with. But when you put too much value on the artificial attention and time in the DMs, and then he says, or someone says to you that the man you want, the man you describe, doesn't want you. And your reply or your retort is, that's not what my DMs say. Houston, we have a problem. You put value on random dudes in your DM. I have random dudes in my DM. No homo. No pause, no homo. Random dudes. Sir, I would like to teach your kids Quran. First of all, I'm gonna have no strangers teaching my kids. We ain't in that type of environment today. There's homosexuals walking around Saudi Arabia. I mean, for the longest. But anyway, So anyway, nevertheless, I'm not doing that. Brother, I raise money to feed the poor people. Okay, well, I feed poor people too. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to send my money to you. Brother, hi, hello, And sometimes I'll screenshot it and post it as a joke. But nevertheless, so there are men in my DM, there are sisters in my DM. You know, that's real. But I'm not gonna put value on that because I'm the prize. I'm the prize. It's what I value. Before, as a woman values attention, different from a man. Because a woman values attention different from a man, then we have to understand that this artificial time and attention, it it seems like nutrients, but you're just chasing a rock. You're chasing a rock because at the end of the day, you're not married. You're not married. And the guys that seemingly say they want you, you don't want, but you love the attention. You love the attention. So that's all that I have. If there are no comments, questions, or concerns, then I'll cut it short. I have a life. I have a wife. But nevertheless, that's all that I wanted to share with you all. This has been Saad Imam for X Factly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.